I was recently in Los Angeles and managed to track down some more matchbooks, some tragic, some nice. So here's a new matchbook video. It's the Hollywood Police Station, and it's a newer building actually. If you ever watched the Rockford Files, which we do, there was some pretty cool shots of the old one that was there. It was spectacular. It's probably the earthquake that's why it went down. But the reason I'm over here is because of Hollywood bail bonds. This was a matchbook given to me by my friend Terry Bolo. Terrific Terry. And Hollywood bail bonds, I'm actually quite shocked, is no longer here. It was right here forever and ever and ever. It used to be right across from the police department. And Hollywood bail bonds is gone. This is always an ultra creepy picture, actually. Forget the milk and cookies. Just leave a bottle of scotch. So Hollywood bail bonds, gone forever. And interestingly, Rodney Alcala, one of his first victims, was in that building right there. The dating game killer. In fact, he took the little girl that he tried to kill into that apartment. And did terrible things to her. Luckily, a witness found out. But yeah, Hollywood bail bonds. Hollywood Police Department. Here's a matchbook from the diner, Googies, a very famous hangout in Los Angeles where people like Marilyn and James Dean and other people that, like Shelley Winters, Martin Landau, all those guys hung out at Googies, and it was next door to Schwab's drugstore, and that was across the street. It was torn down to make way for the Virgin Megastore, which is gone now, and this is in its place. But Schwab's and Googies were right about over there. And there was a great picture of Jimmy actually standing over there with this building behind him. The people from Googies, when it got destroyed, moved over to Ted's, which ended up becoming the Silver Spoon, which is gone now as well. And so is very recently Greenblatt's Deli, which has been here for almost 100 years, closed down very suddenly. Not to them, I'm sure. I'm sure it was a dismal, horrible last year or so. 95 years. The original location of Greenblatt's was there on the corner, whereas the Laugh Factory is now. But yeah, 95 years and gone now forever. Sharon Tate's favorite deli. You heard me. So the street we're on is called Hillcrest, and at the end of that street was Danny Thomas's house. Huge, beautiful house. And it overlooked, no, it was gorgeous. It really was gorgeous, and that's gone. Now, last year, I went to Graceland with Jordan the Lion. Graceland, the home of Elvis Presley, where very famously Lisa Marie was just buried the other day. And I got these at Graceland, these matches. And since that was the place that, you know, like that was the only real business I could take it back to, and I got it from there, I decided to bring them back to Beverly Hills, to this house, 1174 Hillcrest. And this is the home where Elvis Presley and Priscilla Presley lived. Priscilla. This was the Elvis and Priscilla house, which was also in danger of being torn down not that long ago. But it seems as though they've saved it. A mid-century masterpiece. But it's really high up. It's really, so the view up here is spectacular. And when Elvis was here, it's still become a shrine for people. And I wonder if it's still here. It is, but yeah, They've covered up the gate quite a bit, but you can see how people do leave. But this gate used to be pretty well scratched up, and it is still a bit. So this is like Graceland West. I'm sure Elvis never used the gates. Oh, you just do that. So Elvis Presley's Los Angeles home, one of. And it's really funny, I just realized today that their best man, Lisa Marie Presley, when Lisa Marie Presley married Michael Jackson, their best man was a little man named Mishu, who I have at home. I literally have their best man at home. Now I'm in North Hollywood, just a little bit north of Los Angeles, and this is the hotel, which is now known as the Garland. Very nice hotel, they've done a really nice job fixing it up from the way it used to be. It was never really a crappy place, but they made this into a very nice sort of mid-century type hotel. And it was owned, this is actually the front yard, this used to be a Holiday Inn. And it was owned by a woman named Beverly Garland, thus the name, the Garland. So it was Beverly Garland's Holiday Inn. And before that, it was Beverly Garland's Howard Johnson Resort Lodge. Beverly Garland was an actress. I know her best from a TV show in the 60s called My Three Sons, and she came in sort of the latter end of it. And she was in a couple of she was a few B movies, but she was a more successful business person. And I remember seeing her in this hotel because they originally started doing the autograph shows here, where you pay $5 to get in and you can sit and talk. God, so many people I met. Jonathan Hale and Mark Goddard and Alan Lake and Kevin McCarthy and all these terrific actors would be here. John, what's his face? Gomez. So many people. The guys from Adam 12. It was just neat to come here and get to meet people like that. Thanks to Beverly Garland. Well, thanks to whoever rented out her ballroom for those events. Those were cool. But the Garland, formerly the Beverly Garland Holiday Inn, formerly the Beverly Garland Howard Johnson Motor Lodge, North Hollywood, California. Dean Martin had a restaurant here on Sunset called Dinos Lodge, opened in 1958. He didn't own it for that long, and there was actually a lawsuit because he wanted his face taken off of the marquee when he sold it, his interest in it. But anyway, it was used in 77 Sunset Strip. As when Sunset Strip used to be just a really quiet kind of place, and it was a cute restaurant, a very cute restaurant, and that is what took its place. The Sea Witch was there, another one of those rock and roll clubs. Dinos Lodge. Not to be outdone by Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis decided to open up his own restaurant on Sunset Boulevard, a few blocks away from Dean Martin's place. They were feuding. They did have an ugly sort of breakup, as it were, as a comedy team. And Jerry Lewis, after Dean Martin showed some success with his restaurant, opened his own. Here is where it is now. 8844 Sunset. This is not it, obviously. It's been redone. This was the Tower Records video department, too, for a while. And as you can see over in that direction, that's the old Turner's Liquor, the Melody Room, which was then the Viper Room. And that whole block is being destroyed very soon. But this is where Jerry Lewis's place was. Now, I've heard that Jerry Lewis had a 100-foot sign put up, so his would overshadow Dean Martin's. But I've never seen a photograph to prove that. I do know that he hired away a couple of Dean Martin's chefs and some of his wait staff and from Dean. I think that's what really made Dean Martin really want to get out of the restaurant business. Is like, this was supposed to be chill. It's not anymore. So either restaurant really didn't last all that long, especially Jerry's. But it's nowhere near Dean's. It's like blocks away, so they were not in view of each other. Okay, this one's really weird. This is for a restaurant called Slapsy Maxi's. I know this isn't the original one. Max Rosenblum was a boxer, was in a few movies and TV shows, and opened up a bar and obviously a restaurant, 7165 Beverly Boulevard. This one surprised me. This is it. The New Beverly Cinema, which was used in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and owned by Quentin Tarantino, and unbeknownst to me was the home of Slapsy Maxi's restaurant. And I don't know who hung out. Well, I do know one person that hung out there, Ben Ballou, Canadian actor. Autograph matches from Slapsy Maxi's, and here we are. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe below. And if you have it in your heart to support me by Patreon or PayPal, it's most definitely supported. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your attention. And until next time. You heard me.